क्लास शुरू हो रही है उसके बाद ही करेंगे। अब क्लास शुरू हो रही है उसके बाद ही करेंगे। क्लास।
हेलो सर।
हेलो।
यस सर।
हाँ
सर
जी।
आई हैव अ डाउट रिगार्डिंग पावर क्वेरी।
व्हाट्स द डाउट?
सर आई एम फेसिंग सम इश्यूज विद द एरर्स। आई एम गेटिंग सम एरर्स। सर वो ऐसा कुछ रहता है कि डमी फाइल बनाना है एज अ टेम्पलेट। सर तो वो सिलेक्ट करते करते ना, वो इंस्टॉल करते करते सेटअप करते करते एरर आ रहा है, और उससे कैसे ओवरकम करना है वो नहीं समझ रहा है।
शेयर योर स्क्रीन।
यस सर।
Good evening, Akhilesh sir.
हाय आकाश। हाय निशांता। अर्मिनियो। हेलो।
Hi,
हाय। हाउ आर यू गाइस?
good.
गुड। बी रेडी विद योर
Good.
क्वेश्चंस।
सर दिस इज द फाइल।
ओके, सो व्हाट इज द इशू कमिंग? एक्सप्लेन मी।
Sir, here I am getting errors while refreshing.
Data connections have been disabled. Enable content first at the top, the yellow line. Okay. Now,
Sir, this one.
column 2011 of the table was not found. Okay. Go inside the query, double click it. Yeah. So it was dependent on, it was using some column which was named as 2011, and now that column is missing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So how did you create this query? Did you create it from scratch or you like got it from someone?
Sir, I created from scratch.
Okay. So click on the first step, source.
So,
So this is working. Okay. Second, working. Third, working. Fourth. So keep on doing like this, and then you will get to know, okay, what is the issue? Wait, wherever the error comes, wait at that step. So this is fine.
sir, here I think was here as a template, I tried to put 00.
Okay, so this is working. That's not an issue here. So
Here.
earlier, what was happening? Open this formula bar.
Yes, sir.
Open it. On the end, there is an arrow, right? Yeah, correct. So did you see the last component? Last component says that you need to take the column 2011 and make it as integer type or whole numbers. And go in the previous step, renamed columns. Do you find any column which is having 2011 name?
2011.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Here.
column, not row, column name, because it
No,
works on
sir.
column. You don't have. So you have year. Okay, go back to the next one, next step. So here, location, Jan, Feb, March, up to that point, it is fine. You have to name it as year. So year column, you have to make it as an integer.
Sir, like this.
Yes, whatever was the name, you need to use exactly same name. Click in the blank part. It will
Yes.
work. So that's it. So it clearly tells what is missing from the earlier process. Now go to the next step. This is working. Now here also 0, 0 is missing. Now go previous step. Here 0, 0 is not there, right? 0, 0 is not there. And you are renaming 0, 0 as year. Go to the next step. Next one. You are saying I have a column which is 0, 0 and I want to rename it as year. Right? That's what is written in the step. But this part you have already done in the renamed column 2. Go to renamed column 2, upper step. Here you have already done. So now it has become year. That's why this is not working. So why do you need to do the same thing again? So delete it. Delete this step. Because year is already there.
Okay,
This
sir.
is working. Unpivot, renamed columns, reordered, change type, merged columns, and change type.
Okay, sir. Got it.
So the Power Query tries to tell you, okay, earlier you have used something and I'm not able to find that thing. That's why I'm facing difficulty to move ahead. Okay, so provide me that thing or maybe reduce the dependency, remove that step, whatever I was using. Okay, ask me not to do it.
Okay, sir.
Everyone else clear about this? How to resolve your Power Query errors or Power BI errors? Both will work same way. It may be, and that's why if you have gone through the videos of Power Query or section 2 of Power BI course, we clearly say that do not change the location of the file, do not change the sheet name, file name, do not change the column names, because Power Query uses all those inputs in the process. Okay, it may not be
Okay.
using all the columns, but some of the things it is using. So it is a good practice not to change these components. And if you are changing it for any reason, maybe those reasons are not in your control or just for fun. But if you are changing it, then means you need to tweak the query also.
Yes,
You
sir.
need to make it again or you need to modify it a little bit. Now it depends. If you are feeling that, okay, the modification is taking much more time, then go for creating it again from the scratch. But if there are only 1 or 2 changes, like, okay, year, I like 0, 0 was there, I made it year, and 2011 was there, now it is not required. So 1 or 2 changes, then go and check the query. If there are multiple changes, create the query from the start. That would be much easier. Okay.
So similar issue I am facing here also.
So now you go to the method, you fix it yourself.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Next person, guys. Who is next? Nishant, Arminio, Mohammed.
Yes, I have one.
Yes. What is the question?
Probably the very simplest one. But sorry, I don't have the Power BI with me at the moment. But when you design a Power BI, you have an option to change the interaction to filter or highlight, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tried one on Power BI and it works fine. However, it is connected only to one particular visual.
Yes.
So when I select from a table like one particular location, then the other graph behaves correctly. It just filters and only shows that data for that particular plant selected.
Correct.
However, there's another visual that I want to select, and also I wanted the other visuals to react the same thing as I have selected in the other table.
Okay.
But
So
it doesn't
if you
do that.
so there are two ways, two possibilities only. One, the method which you are currently following, modify the interactions of a particular visual to the other visuals. But then there
Yeah.
is like permutation combination involved. How many visuals you are having, all of them needs to be reconfigured. Okay. There is another way. Now that may not work after you have created the visuals. Okay. But maybe next time it will help you how to do it. So what is your preference first? So if I go and select this particular visual, okay, And currently I am selecting this Saudi Arabia, and it gives me the Saudi
Are you
Arabia.
sharing?
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Okay, just a minute. Sorry.
No.
Visible now?
Yes, visible.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So what I was saying, that this was my chart, and I'm selecting Saudi Arabia, and
Yep.
look at the charts here. Here it is showing highlighted way. Okay. Out of the total, 0.6 million in January is Saudi Arabia. Now, maybe
Yep.
you want it to show 2.5, 2.4, 3.8 directly on the chart, not the original position, right?
Correct. Yes, that's right.
That may be one requirement.
It
So now,
works. It works.
how you do it? You go to format, you are
Yeah.
still
And then
selecting
edit.
chart, and then edit interactions, and then icons are appearing on all the other charts, but not this one. That means we
Correct.
are deciding how this chart controls others. And now
Yeah.
here, if you see, if we talk about this chart, we have three options: no interaction, this one which is currently active, highlight out of the total, and this one is filtering. Okay. And that is what you are looking for. Now you have to do it for each and every chart if you like this kind of method. Okay.
Correct.
And
I
I
did
also
it.
feel,
Yes, I
yes.
did that. However, I wanted to also do the same for, let's say, the third visual. The way
Yes.
it interacts with the first visual, that it will only display Saudi Arabia and the other chart. And if I select in the third visual, if I select also, let's say, one group there, the other visuals also should behave the same way as I did for the first visual. Is that
Okay.
possible?
I will show you what is possible. Once the charts are created, I'm not sure, but you can try it out. Okay. There's one setting here in the Power BI itself, and that setting allows you to change the default method of interaction. Okay.
Mhm.
So if I go to file here, file section, and then options and settings, then options,
Okay.
and for this particular file, it will give you some properties. Let it come.
It doesn't show.
So
Okay.
these are the global settings. These are the global settings, and these are properties related to this current file. So here, go to the last one, report settings. So when you click on report settings, you can see here visual options. And the third one in this, change default visual interaction from cross highlighting to cross filtering. So maybe this checkbox can help you a lot. Going forward, I'm not sure whether it will work in the existing work or not. But going forward, whatever you will create, by default, there will be the filtering interaction between them.
Okay. I'll try that.
Yes. So
Yeah, I hope
let's
it will
apply
help.
this. Let's apply this and see how it behaves. So if I click on Saudi, so currently old one is not getting impacted. You see, it is still behaving same way.
Right.
Now, did you notice one thing? This one is highlighted. This one is highlighted because while showing it to you, I intentionally clicked, or I changed that interaction to the highlighting.
Yes,
Whatever
correct.
was the, but others were also getting highlighted earlier, right?
Correct. So to
But
this
all
point,
of
I
them
managed
has got,
to
have
reach this
got
point.
changed. Okay. So if you have not modified anything, okay, that will change the default interaction method. But if you have tweaked any one of them, so then you have to go and manually fix it again.
Okay. Redo this.
But that will solve your majority of the problem, I guess.
Okay, I'll try that. But
Okay.
with the existing, without changing the default, we're not. It's just connected to one visual, right?
No, it's not connected to one visual. It is now the properties of all the pages in this report.
Can we do it like vice versa? For example, let's say if I selected Saudi Arabia, it behaves that it will only show Saudi Arabia data in the other charts. but when I select the other chart, will it behave the same way?
Yes, 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 it will
versa?
behave same way. Look at this. I selected December. Here it is coming only December.
Okay. But when you select Saudi Arabia,
Default interaction means all the pages, all the charts of this report in this file, the default interaction will be changed.
okay.
The default
Alright, I'll
interaction
try
was
that.
highlighting and it will change to filtering. Unless you have
Okay.
modified any chart, that will maintain your work.
Understood. Okay, let me try that.
Sure. Hi, Sumesh. Hi, Shreyash.
Hi, Akhilesh. Hi.
Haji. Who is
Hi.
next
Yes.
with the question? Priya, are you speaking? Okay, who is next? Shubh, Galaxy. First, guys, first. Akash, anything you have?
If,
Okay.
No, sir.
if no one, I have something more. Sorry.
Yes. But your voice is a
Eh,
little bit like, I would say, not
yeah,
clear. Can you do something about that?
let me try to uh, remove my headset.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I can you hear me? All right.
much better.
I hope
Yes.
you can hear me. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
I find it a little bit cumbersome exporting the data into Excel. Maybe you have another better way of exporting it into Excel. By default,
Which data?
normally when you like any visual there, you can export it to CSV by default, right? But
Yes,
normally
that's
when you are the user, when you try to export it into Excel file, you normally want to open it right away, right? So in other BI tool, it's easily done. Like ClickView, for example, you can export the data into into Excel, and it opens quickly. But in Power BI, I find it a bit cumbersome. Like you have to convert it into CSV, and it's limited to 300,000 or some numbers. It doesn't extract you by default to higher than that row numbers. But of course, there's a way that you can extract it into like 500,000, 600,000. There's a way, but there's a little bit of multiple steps before you can reach to opening the file into Excel.
But tell me one
Is there a
thing.
way
Why
of,
do you want to export it?
yeah? Sorry, come again.
I need to understand why do you want to export it?
So see, when you do further analysis, like when you are cleansing the data, you'd like to export it, or when somebody requests for a chunk of data, you'd export it in Excel and then send it to them. Or after you export in Excel, you do some formatting, you do some uh, quick fix before you share the data with them. All right.
Hmm.
So I find it a bit cumbersome to export to Excel because
There is
there's
one
multiple
simple
steps.
logic to that, why it is cumbersome. These are BI tools. These are not made for exporting the data. Okay. They pull data from other places and then show it to you visually. Now, it is actually like abusing the tool that you are doing opposite way. You are taking the data out of the tool, not into the tool. Okay. But I will give you, so if that's your usual need, then I would say that that can be handled in the Excel itself. Okay.
No, no,
Because whatever
I'm,
you are
I'm
creating in this chart or in this chart, it can be easily created
uh-huh.
into a pivot table, right?
No, but
Power.
you don't have to do Excel file every time, right? So what happens is that not everybody has license. Okay, so for example, we have thousands upon thousands of employees, and
Mhm.
the Power BI is only given to a handful of users.
Yeah.
And
So
when
I'm
somebody can give me some extract of data of this particular filter of this particular location, so we normally export that into Excel and then share it with them.
tell me.
I know it might be, but I have an experience with ClickView, and
I'm
it
saying,
really,
let me complete. I'm saying if those people are not having Power BI license, that means they are not really using the interactive features of Power BI. That means that all the things which you are doing here can be taken care by Excel itself. You can prepare a structure for them using pivot tables, Power Query, or Power Pivots so that everything stays in Excel itself if they don't have Power BI Pro license. What would be the need? The need would be, okay, my data was not clean. So Power BI has cleaned it. Now I want it back in my Excel so that I can consume it in some other ways. So Power Query component is there in Excel also. Second can be, okay, my measures and calculations or new columns have been added. And that's why I cannot use the Excel data directly. Those things are also there in Power Pivot. So
yeah, but
it's
you don't want to maintain two reports, right? You when you have developed it in Power BI, you don't want to replicate it in Excel and then just export from Excel and share it with someone else. Otherwise, you will
no,
be maintaining two files.
that's why. No, the thing is, we have to understand the need, how people are using it. Then only you decide to create something in Power BI or to keep it in Excel only. But if it is a regular need, if it is a one-time need, then you don't need to worry. One time, okay, even if I have to work manually, I will do it. But if it is a regular need, then I no harm in creating and replicating the same thing in Power BI, what we call in Excel. Okay. Second thing
Is
which
there,
you can
yeah,
what
is there another way of extracting it rather than export in CSV or?
again that might require license, but you can export the data into Excel also from Power BI
Yeah. Okay.
model. Okay, so if I, let's say, go to samples here and let's go for some report like uh, let's go for this simple report. Now this report, if I go to export, there's an option of analyze in Excel, and that's what people are doing after you are providing the data. So when I
Is that
click
a
on this,
full data, right? It will export.
it will give you a model. It will not give you a data. It will give you the data model like pivot, Power Pivot.
Okay.
Okay. And if I click on open in Excel for web, now what it will give you, it will give you the clean data set. It will
Mm,
give you the tables, the final tables, whatever measures or columns you have created, and it will attach a pivot table link to that. And then whatever you need, you can bring it. Okay.
okay.
So here it is creating a blank pivot table. And if I enable the content, on the right side, you see the model is there. The same model which Power BI was using for the visualizations. Okay.
Okay.
And if
I
I
will.
open
Yeah.
it, same tables are there. So now drag and drop whatever you were creating in the chart. Same thing can be created in a pivot table also. But again, you need to reassess your requirement. This is not the right way.
Mhm.
This is not what Power BI is made for.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's a limitation. That's fine.
No, I would not say it's limitation. It's just like we are expecting something which Power BI is not made for. Okay. It was already there in Excel. So we should have started with Excel, not like it has come to Power BI. Now I want to take it back to Excel. Okay.
So,
Basically, their consumers are not Power BI consumers. They want the data in Excel
Yes.
final. So no
They
need
are
to come
Power
to Power
Query and
BI
Power
and do
Pivot
this.
consumers.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes. Because
okay.
whatever
If
is Power BI
at
is
least you have
having,
given some
they don't have
alternative.
Power BI Pro or licenses. That means they are not able to use it at all. So there's no point of having Power BI in place for those people at least. And one more thing, Herminio, I can suggest you. If you create a
Mhm.
Power Pivot model or Power Query and Power Pivot model in Excel, it is very easy to import it into Power BI desktop later on also. But the reverse is not possible.
Okay.
Okay. So if you create a Power Pivot Excel file with some queries which are cleaning the data from the raw files, and you create some measures and all, Power BI can pull all of that easily, and then you can start with visualizations. But the reverse is not possible. And reverse only this thing is available. But again, this also may require license because it respects all the role level security and many other things. Because this is always linked to the online data model. If your online data updates, this also gets updated automatically whenever you open the file.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
is there a settings in the Power BI where we can export by default to Excel rather than CSV?
No, only CSVs.
Okay. All right.
And the desktop will allow you only 30,000 rows. Power BI desktop will allow you to export only 30,000 rows from the table. And if you publish it, and same thing if you export it from, let's say, online version of Power BI, then because of Power BI Pro, it might allow you to 1 lakh or 150,000 rows.
Yeah, it allowed me, but there's a trick. We have to do some extra steps to allow you to export more than 300,000. But
Again,
it needs
how many
some.
times you have to repeat it, how long you have to do it, that
Yeah,
decides what action you will take it.
correct.
Next question, guys. Hi, Priya. Questions, please. Shall I close the doubt session?
I have one more. If,
Go
I
ahead.
think it will be best if everybody participates. I don't want to monopolize the conversation. One more. I wanted to make it a bit as useful as possible for the application. So I am fond of keyboard, to make it faster for designing or whatever the most frequently used functionality. Do you
Okay.
have like a suggested, or do you have some probably reference? I know it can be Google, but based on your experience, perhaps, do you have like a frequently used keyboard shortcut, like aligning the visuals, for example, going to the other page, for
Not a
example? Yeah.
shortcut guy, actually. I use mouse extensively, and
Yeah.
because I know it is one time only, that's why I like designing is not required every day in and out. Okay, that's why
Correct.
it has not forced me to learn the shortcuts. So all I use
Okay.
here is Control C, Control V, that's
Yeah.
it. More or less. These are the three shortcuts which I use. And
Understood.
Power BI
I've been assigned with
lacking of
multiple.
Power
Yeah, I've
BI
been
lacks
assigned with.
in terms of shortcuts. In Excel, you will have plenty of shortcuts. Here, you don't have those many shortcuts. Okay.
Okay.
Again, the trick is same. Alt, if you press here, you will find some items in the Power BI
Yeah.
desktop, and then you can navigate through those shortcuts. If I press H, whatever is there in Home tab, you can get access to that, and then continue like that.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
I
That's
I
fine.
want to add, is there any option to add quick access toolbar like in Excel?
I'm not aware of anything.
Okay.
I'm like this tool. So I always use this term. Maybe you might have heard it already. This tool is capable, like capabilities wise, it is having a lot more things. But flexibility wise, it is limiting you. Excel is other way. Maybe limitations are there, but flexibility is much more. Okay. Like I am thinking of in Excel, I have developed a ribbon here, okay, which will be like on sale very soon. Now, here I would like to develop a similar ribbon for Power BI also. But then Power BI inherently is not having any actual language. Like here it is developed in VBA. In Power BI, which language I should ask my developer to learn those things, it is not sure. Okay. Otherwise, I would like that, okay, these kind of layouts and all, they should be ready-made in my reports. The formattings and all, I can easily do this using macros in Excel, right? But here I'm not able to do it. So I have to manually go through that process.
The one
But
that
we
you're
are,
selling is a plugin, right?
yes, this is a plugin, Excel plugin. This is an additional plugin.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We will we will update you by next week about this plugin. We are just finalizing the like little bit of checkout pages and all. Next question, guys. Next question.
इक्विटी की आवाज कहाँ से आई?
This is from Harminio, I guess.
Okay.
Hi, Blaze, Abrar, Vishwadash. Questions? Priya.
सर मैंने कुछ काम किया है इस पे, वीआई पे। मैंने
बताइए।
जो डाटा दिया था मैंने स्क्रीनशॉट भेजा है सर। देखिए सर मैंने सही बनाया है या क्या बना है ये सर। बना तो लिया है मैंने, लेकिन क्या बना है सर ये थोड़ा सा हमें गाइड करिए कि एक्स एक्सिस पे या वाई एक्सिस पे किस चीज को रखा जाए, हमें क्या निकालना है उस चीज से, डेटा
Where
से।
have you sent it? In the chat, Zoom chat?
हाँ चैट चैट में सर, चैट में।
Okay. Can you share your screen itself?
सर
Would
कैसे
that
शेयर करें?
in the center there is a green button, share screen.
हाँ है सर।
Click on that and then select the Power BI screen. It will show all the windows which are open. And then click on the Power BI. Wherever you see that dashboard which you have created. Are you able to share?
नहीं सर।
Okay. So share the
ओके।
Power BI file itself like this. जैसे ये फोटो भेजा वैसे Power BI फाइल भेजिए आप. Okay.
अच्छा सर।
हाँ,
तो
or you can
ये
send it in the
शेयर,
WhatsApp. Maybe Akash can share or someone else can share. Share it in the WhatsApp.
अच्छा ठीक। शेयर बटन तो दिखा रहा है ये, इसको सिलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ तो कह रहा शेयर, एंड देन ईमेल से भेजने को कह रहा है।
नहीं नहीं, जूम के अंदर शेयर का बटन है एक, जूम के अंदर.
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है।
In the middle, Zoom, you have green button, share. Okay.
जी सर जी।
Until then, other person, let him share it. Any other person, any questions?
आप ना फाइल पे क्लिक करिए, नीचे इधर थर्ड ऑप्शन है। अगर लेफ्ट टू राइट चलेंगे, बॉटम मतलब चैट ओपन करेंगे तो फाइल का ऑप्शन है, उस पर क्लिक करेंगे तो वहां पे ऑप्शन आएगा योर कंप्यूटर पे क्लिक करके आप फाइल की लोकेशन सिलेक्ट करके और उस फाइल को सिलेक्ट करके आप सेंड कर सकते हैं।
Okay. Until then, I will like just display these. Someone is sharing already, right? I think he has shared. Yes, he has shared. Okay, sir. We can see your screen. I hope others can also see.
Yes, visible.
Yes.
Okay. So what is it? Sum of sales, sum of cost, profit, number of salesmen, sum of sale by product. Okay. Now this chart can be improved. This chart is fine. But if you convert the chart, click on the chart, the sum of sale by product. The first, yeah, left one. Yes. Click on this.
जी
And then open the visualizations. Where is the visualizations? At the top, do you see those visualizations? That is also fine. Open this visual types. There is an arrow next to visual types. Last में एक arrow है, रो के end में. Upper वाला, इसके ऊपर वाला. हाँ, open it. So here you can convert it into the left one. Currently second row में fourth icon is active. उसके left वाला click करिए. Third one, इसके left वाला. Okay. So now you see the clarity of the chart increased.
जी।
ठीक है. Content is same. The clarity has increased because when you are having more number of items, bar chart is better if you are comparing them. Column chart, bar chart, both can be used for the comparison. but this is better. And you can increase the height of this chart now. So you will see some more products. These dots are there, circles are there. Yeah, that will help you to increase the height. Yes. So that looks better. This is enough. Now looking at the country-wise count of products by countries, that is showing the products. Okay. Now look here. You are saying that India is selling roughly 7 or 8,000 products. Make it bigger. Make this chart bigger. Country-wise chart. Make it bigger. Okay. What it is showing? Count of product. Now count of product, if you want to, Sabyasachi, please mute yourself. Count of product अगर आप बता रहे हैं तो you cannot count normally because business में 7-8,000 products are not there. So you need to do the distinct count, not simple count. Go toward the fields. Go to the fields of this chart. Yes. Click on that. And do you see y-axis में it is having count? Arrow पे click करो. Click on this arrow. And rather than count of product, summarization make it distinct count. So अभी सही बता रहा वो कि UAE has how many products? So UAE is having 15 or maybe 17 products, 18 products maybe. Okay. Earlier it was showing all the lines related to that country, which we were not interested. We are not interested how many lines are there. We are interested in how many products are getting sold in that country. Okay. Same way in the bottom side, there is a chart which is known as pie chart, sum of sales by product. Now, at the top also you are having the same chart. At the bottom also you are having the same information in a different chart. Okay, the first chart, sum of sales by product. Bottom chart also is sum of sales by product. So duplication of information, we should avoid that. Let's say upper chart was not there. So then I would not present my pie chart like this. When the slices are too many, imagine you are having one pizza and it gets distributed between all of us. How many people are there? Roughly 13. Okay. So who will be full? No one, right? So do not use pie chart for so many people or so many slices. Do not buy pizza when so many people are there to eat it. 2 people, 3 people, up to that pie chart is okay. 4 or 5 also sometimes works, but not much.
So
Then come to the
if the number of pies are more, so what is the best?
No, so that pie chart is out of question. You need to think what do you want to communicate?
Okay.
Why were you creating pie chart? What is the use of pie chart? Pie chart was to show the share. To show the share in the total pie, right? That was the purpose of pie chart. So maybe I will group my things in such a way that rather than showing it by product, maybe I will use the product subcategory, a little bit higher version, so that I can get some idea. I'm not really interested in getting the share of a very small product in the total. If that's the interest, then I would rather present it in a table. There I will put that number. Always think, when the number is huge, the number of items are huge, the visualizations becomes difficult. So go for a table. When the number of informations are big, visualizations become difficult. Go for a table matrix. These are the things. When things are limited, okay, and you want to see what is best or what is good out of the bigger chunk, then go for visualizations. Okay. I think rest is fine. You can follow it. Maybe what we can do, Tanmay, give the edited version of the Power BI workshop recording. Put it, I think I told you or not last time. You can do it, put it on the portal, okay? In the introduction section, edited version of the Power BI workshop. And maybe if someone wants to recap what they have done during the workshop, they can use that recording.
So the latest one I should put.
Yeah, let's discuss it offline which one we will use, but almost all of them are having same thing.
Okay, sure,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next.
सर मैं एक्चुअली वर्कशॉप मैंने भी अटेंड नहीं करी थी और मैंने पहले कोर्स परचेज कर लिया था, आपको याद होगा। तो अगर
First one.
वर्कशॉप की रिकॉर्डिंग मिल जाए या फिर कोई, क्योंकि उसमें भी कुछ लर्निंग होगी मतलब।
So there is nothing in the workshop which is not there in the course.
ओके
It's just that it is done in a slow pace because most of the people are beginners at that in this workshop. So as I said, it will be available in the course itself, so don't need to worry. Okay. Next
आई थिंक
question.
Arminio want to ask something. He
Yes,
raised his hand.
Kilesh.
Sumesh, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay.
Yes, tell me.
It might be simple. I just want to calculate the number of work experience. Like, for example, if a person joined on so and so on date and his its work, I mean, it works end on so and so on date. I just want to calculate like year, month, and date. How to do that?
Simple. In
In
Excel,
Excel?
Yes.
it is easy. Like, can I share?
Open. Yes, he was just
Yes.
explaining this on the weekend.
Okay. Because when I
One.
do it, I'll come like a whole number, then I divide by 365, then I have to get it. But I want when I enter, for example, in A column, the joining date, and in B column, like last working date, I should get like in C column, D column, or E column, like number of years, number of month, number of days.
You use this day-to-day function.
So
Dated
I will share the screen. Okay, and Akash can add to it. So let's put any joining date. Who will tell any date?
3rd April 2026. I mean,
3rd
2000,
April
2006.
06. Okay. Then
Then
today.
press okay.
Okay, so that's today. Control semicolon. Let's use it. Now, what do you want to achieve? How
I
much is
want
the total? Right?
years, month, and date till today. Yeah.
Till today. And you want to include each and everything, right? Weekends, everything, right? Because length of service is like that only, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So Akash told which one is bigger out of this, take that minus
Minus joining date.
Okay. So this is the number which you get.
Yes.
Then
Press
is
Control
simple.
1.
Control 1, formatting. Go to
Custom.
here and then type YY.
Y.
Sorry, simple YY is fine.
Yes.
No need
Yes.
to. And then double quote and
Years.
put the unit years.
Double
And
inverted close. Double inverted close.
yes, I'm closing it. So this is giving 18 years done. Okay. After that, you can put
MM.
and then again start with
Space.
double quote your unit of this particular upcoming number. So here 18 years because it is April is done, right?
Yes.
3rd April. So 1 year plus something is done. So this is first month. Okay. Then we will put here months and double quote again. And then I will type DD and put, okay, here I may put something like and here I will put days, something like this. So basic thing is YYMMDD we are putting, and in between we are putting the units in the double quotes because that is an additional text which we are allowing. So it will give you result like this: 18 years, 1 month, and 27 days.
Yeah.
Okay. This I learned
So,
from Akash day before yesterday on Saturday.
Thank you, sir.
I used to do it in 3 parts.
Yeah, I also tried it. I tried to Google it and get it, but I just thought of in Excel I tried it, but this is fine. Yeah, there is an option like this. Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. So it will give you like this. Even if there are more number of people, you can simply drag it down.
Yes. Yeah, got it. Thanks,
A-
Akhilesh. Thanks, Akash.
And yes, thank you. This can also achieve with the help of dated if function, and but the formula would be big. You have to use 3 times dated if, and this one is very easy. The form
Hmm.
itself.
Yeah, this is
The
fine.
data definition, isn't it outdated already?
Dated,
Yeah,
yes,
but it
dated
still
if
work.
function is not populated when you mention, but it is inbuilt function in Excel.
So it will work. You have to type it completely. Okay. It will still work. It's just that the help is not coming for it. Otherwise,
Yes,
if I say okay, this, not this, starting, it starts with starting, comma, ending,
and
comma,
date,
mention, YY,
then
something.
yes,
Okay. It gives what is here, what is missing? Date, C. Is it the other way? No, I don't think so. Y. Oh, only single Y is required, not two Ys. Okay. This part. So here you can mention Y, M, or D, and there are other variations also. So go to the Excel course and you will learn all the variations also.
yes.
Yeah, got
With the help of ampersand, you can merge the
Yeah.
day with the
it. Yeah, concordate you
year,
can use. Okay.
year, month, and days, and then combine.
Yeah, sure. Got it. Got
Okay. Next question, guys.
Sir, I have a question from the same screen. You just don't off
Yeah.
the screen. For example, this today date, because I have list of staff and I have the in one column I have last working day once they left our organization. Okay,
Okay.
so I want in E column you updated the day left from here. So
Hmm.
so this is as a number it's coming there. I mean,
Yes.
numbers and text is coming, but I want this date in different criteria. For example, I want to know how many people left within last 3 months, how many people left within last 6 months, and how many people left within last 1 year. So how I can from one date to this multiple calculation, how I can get?
Yes, I can tell.
For
It,
example,
it,
to
Yes, yes,
yes, sir.
complete.
sorry.
Yes, yes,
So let's,
yes,
so here, joining date is not important, right? This is 30th April. This can be, let's say, 19th October 23. And this can be
Yes,
another date, 20 September 23. And
yes.
take second.
January
Okay.
24.
Yeah. So we are here. Now all you need to do is write a count if function. Okay, because we need to count the dates, and maybe there are people who are not yet left. So there is one person here who is not yet like departed. So maybe his joining date is there, 4th of April, 2022. He came, but he is not yet left. So all we need to do is count this line whenever my criteria is meeting the period. Okay, so whatever period you are saying, 3 months or whatever, always define it. Okay, if my date is less than a certain thing or greater than a certain thing or between certain things, that's what you need to write. So you will have to write something like this: equal count ifs, and then here criteria range. So criteria range will come from this. This is the column which where I will evaluate things, right?
Okay, okay.
If it is starting from beginning, you can select the full column itself. So
Mhm.
you will type like this, and then it is saying what is the criteria. What is the criteria? So
Okay.
you can mention something equal,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
greater than, or equal to, this is the criteria that it should be more than a certain point or certain date. What is
Okay.
that date? You can put symbol, and then maybe if that date is mentioned somewhere here, you can select that cell.
Okay.
Okay, and then I close that and enter. So currently, which was that cell? This was H1. So I will type, let's say, 31st December 23. It is giving us that 2 people have left after that. One is this, another one is this, right? And if there is another criteria, I can put one more cell, and then here, let's say I can extend it. Okay, so let's keep it like this. I am keeping it here. This is end point. No, this is the starting point, and this is the end point. So end point can be, by default, I can keep today. I want to calculate 31st December until today. How many people left? So here what I need, okay, this is the range based on which I want to work. Then the criteria is it should be more than H2, starting point. It should be more than or equal to starting point.
Okay.
And I can put one more criteria, Control C, comma, Control V, and I will mention here it should be less than or equal to. Equal to sign is up to you whether you want to include those 2 points or not. Okay.
Okay.
And rather than H2, I will use my I2 and press enter. You have entered okay. I need to mention the criteria range one more time. So I will mention the same thing one more time, because this criteria will be evaluated on which range that I need to mention. It can be different, it can be same also. And then press enter. So it is currently 2, but let's say I want to mention that show me from 31st December 23 until, let's say, 28th, 29th Feb, up to that point only. So then there was only one person. So all I need to do is change these 2 parameters and my number will keep on changing. So it is all count ifs function. Count if, this S stands for multiple criterias. The function is there without S also, but then it accepts only one criteria. So this one is better. Always start using the one with the S. Now, criteria range 1, this is the range where I want to evaluate only if it is greater than equal to a certain point, which is mentioned over here. Then I want to also apply, okay, it should also satisfy this range where it is less than equal to this endpoint. It will consider between 2. If one is empty, maybe it will consider from 1 point onwards and something like that. Okay.
I understand this, but how my requirement is, I have slabs. I want to show in the data is there in Excel file. I want to show in the Power BI in presentation. For example, I have 100 positions vacant. Okay, so I want to make a chart with the bars. One bar is within last 1 year, another bar is within last 6 months. So if I make this G column in my data, against each position I can get with the criteria. But how I can show there in the Power BI as I want.
Number which is covered in last 1 year.
Yeah, I have 3 slabs.
Covered in last 6 months.
Yeah.
So this number is already part of this, or they are exclusive to each other?
No, they are exclusive to each other.
So that
10,
means this
10,
number which
10,
you are talking,
yes,
it's from 6 months before until 1 month before, right?
yes.
Okay. So in that case, what you can do, it's a simple thing. Let's say you are having, let me see if I have some data set here, employee. I may not be having the departure date, but I'm having the hiring date. Okay. So let's keep this, copy, Control V. And now exit date. So some column will be there like this. You calculate, and here you can put some random dates. Okay. Then you calculate days or length of days, something like that. LO, length of service. Okay. Which will be what? This minus this. Simple subtraction. Okay. So let's say if someone has left, no, not this minus this. It will be today minus, because you are referring last 6 months or last 1 year. So it could be based on the today.
Yeah,
You
we
will
want to
mention
know how long period the position is vacant.
for how long the position is vacant.
Yes.
But
Yes.
how would you identify the position here? Here the identifier is the person, not the position.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Position. These all people are on some particular positions, no? So these position for example, person is manager. Manager position is for how long pending? From
Why
last 3 months. Yes.
those calculations will be like the thought process would be different, because if the new person is coming, although this person was managing the, let's say, finance head, okay, but when the new person will come, he will be added at the bottom of the list or as a new employee. So he is not against that. So you need to structure the data properly then. Okay.
Yeah, I understand, but in that sheet only vacant positions are there. There is no duplication.
So can you share that screen then? It will be easy for us to like.
No, it's in the office PC. It's not
Then you need to
shareable.
create a sample
So
file, because
yeah, okay, okay. In the next,
with every question, your the
yeah.
modification is coming to the question. Okay, so then I'm not able to clearly see what is required.
No issue. I can bring in the next meeting. Just simple question is there. I have 100 vacant positions. So I want to make. I have all 100 positions last working day. So we want to know how many positions is vacant for more than 1 year, and how many positions are vacant from last from within 6 months, like this.
So if it is totally
So
dependent on the exit date of the
yes,
person who has
exactly.
left, let's
Yes.
assume कि वो अभी तक fill नहीं हुआ है. Okay, the position is not yet filled. Let's assume like that. And if the exit date is there, then you need to write a formula here. Okay.
Yes.
You can say days vacant, something like that. And here you write today, open
Yes.
bracket, minus that exit date.
Exit date.
Okay.
Yes. So yes.
This will give you
Clear.
the number of days. Now let's assume that number of days is coming here. I am creating a fictitious random number, rand between, and it can be 1 day old and maybe 365 days old, something like that. I'm creating random number. Okay.
Yes.
But this will come out of your what we call subtraction between today and the exit date. Okay. That's the scenario. What you will do, you will create a pivot table, simple pivot table, and click OK. Here, you bring the days vacant in this. So here it is showing how many, and you can bring the, let's say, employee code also here. So it is showing how many people are there. So 4 days old, these many people. Ideally, we will not have all the people who are left. Okay, so some of these cells will be empty also. So we can ignore that using the filter or slicer easily. But let's assume that all these people have left and we have not replaced. All you need to do is, this is your days. This is your days, and this is the number of people. Now, I am not interested in showing, okay, 1 day old or 3 day vacant or 4 day vacant. I want to categorize it. Okay. 30 days, 60 days, like that. So it is a simple matter of right click and group. And when you click on group, it will ask you, okay, from 1 to 365, these are the varieties. What should be the grouping range? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. So you can mention, okay, give me in the gap of 30 days. Okay. And now it will create a bucket of 30 days each. So 1 to 30 days, 15 people are there. 31 to 60 days, 12 people are there. And like that, you can decide.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it will help.
Okay. If your range is like equal, I would say the the bucket is of equal size, then this method is better. If the bucket is of not equal size, then you will have to try some categorization here itself and then use pivot table with that field.
ये उठेगा तो कहेंगे एक बार कह दिया ना बाहर में वही सवाल.
Okay.
Yes. Next. Next one.
I have a quick question. Maybe the very simplest question, naive or beginner. I know that when using the pie chart is, the lesser the number of division, that will be
Yes.
useful. But you have horizontal and vertical visual. Well, I believe I know that it's best to display the time on vertical visuals. But what is the rule of thumb on which one to use other than, if you're not involving a date?
What do you
what is the rule
what
of
do you
thumb?
want to convey to the audience that decides the chart? And there can be multiple options after that also. Okay.
Correct. So because there are two different charts, right? So they're just vertical and horizontal. What is the rule of thumb on which one to choose, the horizontal or vertical?
The rule is not very clear, but they simply say that the horizontal chart, the bar chart, that can accommodate more number of items than the column chart. Okay, in terms of visual appeal. Okay, that here showing 12 items may not look that great, but vertically showing 12 items may be better. If you want to show top 5, top 10, top or bottom kind of scenario, then also horizontal chart is good. Okay. If the number of items are, so generally people say if the number of items are 4 to 6 items, then go for column chart. 4 to 6 items, go for column chart. 6 to 8
Okay.
items, go for bar chart maybe. If you increase the number, it doesn't mean that we don't use a column chart for showing 12 months of the year. We use it. But they recommend that it should be used for a lesser number of items. And it should not be also very less. Second, line chart. Line chart is only used when time is there in x-axis, some form of time. It can be year, month, quarter, days, hours, anything. Okay, that's how we understand. These are based on the number of items, but there is also a message. What message you want to convey to the audience? Do you want to compare things? Do you want to show it as a part of something? Okay, if I want to compare, then I will go for this chart or maybe this chart. If I want to show them 1 plus like A plus B like that, then I will use this chart or this chart. If I want to show as a percentage composition, how much out of the total, then I will use this third one and this one. And I can use a pie chart also or a donut chart also for the same things. So it really depends on the what you want to convey to the audience. There might be 2-3 possibilities always. Which one looks bad, which one looks good, and which one is preferred by the audience also sometimes can decide that. Okay.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm sure you have not covered section 5 in that case from the portal. Did you?
I have, you mean Power BI or Excel?
In Power BI or in Excel, the chart sections, did you cover?
I did cover. I might have missed it. Because there's some, sometimes it's based on the design also, right? So if
So
there's
there I
file and
am
memory.
all these things in the, at least in the Power BI course, there I am clearly explaining that what would be those situations where we should use these charts.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever, like I am currently explaining you, these things are mentioned in the course. I will show you here data analysis using Power BI. In the section 5, do you see here this one, charts and visualizations, column and bar charts? I'm explaining when to use them. Okay, and it is explained with some like PPTs and all. How to create it is easy part. Okay, but when to use which one, that's the important part. So all these things are mentioned in most of the charts.
I'll review it again, so I have become expert.
Sorry?
I will review again, so I become expert.
Yes. You can go through it again.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next question. Quickly. Otherwise, let's close the call. Shall we close it then?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
This as you have the resource management sheet, I mean, in your presentation, if I want to calculate iteration rate, I mean, for example, in one department, total 50 people are there and 10 are left. Okay, so how I can calculate the iteration rate, I mean, and represent in as a chart?
So before attrition rate, you should know what was the starting point, starting head count and the ending head count. Then the
Okay. For my understanding, iteration rate is how many people left. And the ratio, it should be from starting point or from ending point.
So it depends on
For
the organization to organization how they calculate, but
okay.
like choosing any one point is not ideal, right? Because
Yes.
what was this? Okay, let's say I was having 100 people earlier,
Yes.
start of the
Yes.
year, and
Yes.
at the end of the year I am having 120 people, and
Okay.
maybe 40 people left the company during this. So I have increased the head count, but
Yes.
40 people is still left. So attrition is how much spending is happening. Now, is it 40% or is it 30%? 40 by 100 or 40 by 120? Both numbers are totally different, right? 10% is a huge gap between the two.
Yes.
So
Yes.
some
Yes.
people take it like this, okay? I will say 40 divided by average of the other two. I will take the average of both so that it is not skewed on any one side.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it becomes something in between. Okay. So
Okay.
that's how you can calculate.
Great, sir.
Now you can use pivot tables and many other things to like get to these numbers, or manually also it can be done if it is not getting like required very frequently.
One more thing, for specific calculation, can we, for example, I have database and I brought some these percentages or some tables through pivot table, and from Power BI, can I access that pivot table only? I mean, from that pivot table, I need some information. I can do like this.
You want to use the
Normally,
data of a pivot into Power BI,
yes,
right?
yes,
Can be used.
can be
Because
that. I mean,
when we import it in Power BI doesn't think like it is a pivot table or it is a table. Okay, it will treat it as a data set. If it thinks that way, just convert the pivot into a normal data, copy paste and paste as well. Okay, so you should be able to import that data. Only thing is that if you are able to do something with pivot, the probability is higher that the same thing can be done within Power BI from the raw data itself. There is no need of pivot. But initially, yes, you might not be aware of some formulas, some measures to do that thing. So that is also fine. Create a pivot and then use it as a data set in the Power BI.
Okay, clear.
Yeah.
Before we close, Before you close the conversation, I have one last clarification. I did extract a data. I mean, I was provided with data that was extracted from SAP, and for some reason, I just think it's strange for Power BI to behave that way. So the number is formatted in such a way that the negative is in the right side, normally it's in the left side, right? So I didn't change any of the data. Let's say I have 12 files, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. The actual data is negative, but when it is exported into Power BI, for some reason it is behaving as, it is treating as positive. Although the formatting is showing as like the negative is on the right side rather than the left side. But it's clear that the number given is numeric. So you can format it in Excel, it's fine. But when it exported into Power BI, it behaved like, because I have formatted one of the files. One of the files behaved, but the other files behaved as negative and positive.
It is a little bit difficult for me to like visualize the questions just by listening. Okay, so I lose the track. I would request
for
everyone
example,
to at least some data file and then show it to me. It will be faster for me as well as accurate. Like suggestions can be given how to what can be done in that situation. Okay, but what I could understand out of your question is that the negative sign is not like perceived as a negative sign by Power BI, right?
Correct.
Okay. So what you can do wherever, so negative sign, if it is visible and if you know that character, maybe based on that character, you can write an additional column next to it. Okay. So you can say something like, first of all, you can use replace values. In Power BI, Power Query, there is a concept of replace. So you can use that to convert it into a number.
It is numeric, so it's not a string. Only that it gets treated as negative instead of, or positive instead of negative. Because I've touched one file. So my worry is that when you have a test file, so you're just checking your results against one file. But if you don't notice that it behaves like
How
that,
did you identify that it should be negative, but it is positive?
I checked, I cross-checked the totals, and the total doesn't make sense. So it was a revenue, and revenue is supposed to be positive, although the exported file is having some negative sign. So 1 year is showing negative, some other years are positive. So it doesn't make sense. So I have to recall the Power BI.
Can it be because of the
noticed because of
the return sales?
there's no return. So all positive. When you open the file, it shows all positive. Only that when it exported to Power BI, it gets treated as positive and the other file is negative. But what I did is, quick fix is, I have just calculated the numbers into like +1 or -1. I just made some calculation there, or maybe an absolute value you can introduce there. But my worry is that if
I would have also done it like this. Maybe if I have a like identification to like easily get those rows which should be positive, which should be negative, I can treat them by multiplying it by -1 or +1, depending on. That's how I will also do it. But again, unless I see the data, maybe I cannot suggest you any simpler solution than this.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's just strange that it's clearly a numeric file. When you open the file, it's clearly a numeric file. But when it's exported, I don't know why it's treating as positive. Some years it's treating negative. So
Okay.
it's very strange.
Maybe next time, if you can share the screen, we can think of or rediscuss it. But as of now, no clarity, no further clarity.
No problem, no problem. It's like just like a behavior of Power BI.
Yeah, maybe Power BI behaves correctly, but sometimes we may be ignoring some things which Power BI is able to read, some hidden characters and all. So that might be also the issue. Okay. But anyways, if you are able to solve it one way or other, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, luckily I know this.
Okay. I think that's enough questions. I 01. Okay. We can close the call and let's meet next week, mostly Wednesday. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Okay, thank you. Bye, good night.
Bye everyone.
Bye everyone. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.